In other news, the 9th gen iPad is also here. It's super uninteresting. And the Apple Watch
I would
Series
just
7.
buy both as most people would. No.
Wait, what? No.
So sorry, keep going.
And the Apple Watch Series 7 is also here. The screen's a bit bigger. The front cover crystal has been strengthened. Oh, go through the rest of this because I want to talk about that. I'll be right back.
Which means the inclusion of a keyboard. Apparently, there's a whole story about that, which is, I'm assuming, what Linus is going to address right now. So I'm going to go keep moving forward. Charging is faster, 33% faster, with a new USB-C charging cable. No new processors, sensors, or enclosure, as was apparently rumored ahead of time. The price is also the same as the Series 6, as $399, and that is across the lineup. The Series 3 starts at $199. It is delayed until sometime this fall, so still coming. There's apparently a new swipe-capable keyboard that's led to a lawsuit by an app developer whose app they just ripped off. Yikes.
Yeah, this is
Um,
pretty brutal.
Apparently, Apple blocked the app from the App Store
Mm-hmm.
just before implementing this new feature. This is known as Sherlocking. Yeah, we had some concerns with a partner that we were looking into working with Floatplane about Sherlocking very recently. But this is known as Sherlocking, a reference to Apple's Sherlock 3 search tool in early Mac OS X, which integrated all the features of a competing app, Watson. It's worth noting that in both cases, the functionality was claimed to be a natural development, and this lawsuit in particular begs to differ.
Yeah.
Yeah, big yikes.
Um, I mean, honestly speaking, if Apple didn't get if Apple didn't get sued over okay, do you remember back in the early days of smartphones when pretty much everything was an app? Like your flashlight.
Flashlight. I was
Flashlight
the
is a
flashlight. I think is the easiest example.
That's
Yeah.
the easiest example of something that used to be an app. And I'm sure you could pay for a flashlight app at some point, and the argument could be made that Apple and Google, pulled the rug out from under these innovators and stole their lunch, and used their closed platform to shut them down. But the big difference here is that
They blocked it from the App Store.
when Apple and Google, yeah, when Apple and Google integrated flashlight functionality into the shade or into the what is it called, control center on the iPhone. I mean, they weren't called that back when these things were integrated. It doesn't matter. The point is, when
Yeah.
they integrated that feature, neither of them, to my knowledge, went and ripped flashlight apps off of the Play Store or the App Store. Oh wow, I
There's
forgot it was
also
called the
something to be
Play
said
Store.
for like when companies bring up concerns about Sherlocking, it's especially when they're talking about something that they might develop and they're talking to the platform about it. A big concern comes into the potential very deep overall investment, especially to the point of being able to crush the company that would go into developing this app just to potentially have it taken by the platform and implemented because the platform's app is almost all, not technically always, but is almost always going to win, especially because it's usually free.
Yeah.
So with something like a flashlight app, um, I hate to dig on flashlight app developers from 15 years ago, but it's not exactly sophisticated. You turn the camera light on when the button's pressed, and then you turn the camera light off when the button is pressed again. Um, a lot of Sherlocking concerns go into like really deep and heavy investment into things and then just having it be copied or stolen. And this Sherlocking term is used very specifically in software, but we've seen a very similar type of activity from to throw another company under the bus, Amazon with Amazon Basics, where
Yeah.
they'll find very publicly they advertise this information like, wow, this is the top selling product in this category.
Yep.
Isn't that fantastic? What if Amazon sold something that's almost identical and probably cheaper and gets free shipping naturally and all this kind of stuff? Ha ha ha! And then they take that top selling spot over. Um, it's very similar activity. It's the platform using its own platform to make sure that its feature wins. And it can be very predatory, but I don't think it always necessarily is. There's some basic features like flashlight that I think they were just destined to do themselves.
Just
And
a
it's
matter
better
of
this
time.
way anyways, because I'm very happy that turning on my flashlight doesn't serve me an ad anymore.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was stupid.
Now your ad can just be built into your operating system.
True.
You can just
Big
have them
rip.
all the time, but hey, you get a free flashlight.
Oh boy.
So I guess this is great. You can totally tell that this was prepped by Jonathan Horst because his discussion question for it is, are you going to want to upgrade anything? The answer is maybe. As you guys have observed over the last couple of years almost, I guess it's definitely been over a year, I have been rocking an Apple Watch Series 5 for quite some time now. So this is my Apple Watch Series 5, and as you probably noticed when I held it up there, my screen is cracked. So, could a good upgrade for me be a Series 7?
Well, are you gonna still wear it to badminton?
Possibly. Yeah, so that's what happened is I followed through on a smash and whipped the end of the racket. Fortunately, the racket survived because it's actually no, I think the watch is worth more than the racket and all rats. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is, at least one of them survived and it whacked the side. And then the funny thing is I actually did it again like 2 weeks later and cracked it again. And after that second one, enough of the glass has kind of chipped away that I don't think it's really waterproof anymore. The point is it doesn't charge or turn on anymore. So it seems to be dead. But it lasted me well, telling me the time whenever I needed to know it. I didn't have it paired to an iPhone at any point. It didn't really need to do that. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe this is a sign that it's time for me to start trying out some smartwatches and see if I can find one that is not horrible to use. Jake swears by the Galaxy Watch.
I was gonna say doubt it, but okay, there's a contender. Sounds good.